Something extraordinary is happening right now, and the ancient wisdom keeper Thoth wants you to understand why the most spiritually awakened souls on earth are vanishing from society, not in anger, not in protest, but in silent recognition of a cosmic truth that's been hidden for millennia. They're leaving their jobs, deleting their social media, ending toxic relationships, and retreating into nature or small conscious communities. And according to ancient teachings, this isn't random. It's prophetic. It's the fulfillment of what was encoded in the Emerald Tablets thousands of years ago. I'm about to reveal why this great withdrawal was predicted, why it's happening now, and what it means for humanity's spiritual evolution. Because what looks like abandonment is actually preparation for something magnificent. Ancient wisdom understood something that modern spirituality is just rediscovering. Consciousness operates on frequency, and when beings reach certain vibrational levels, they can no longer exist in lower dimensional spaces without severe energetic damage. In the Emerald Tablets, we find references to the law of separation, not physical separation, but vibrational separation. As souls awaken to their true nature, their energy signature becomes incompatible with the dense, unconscious vibrations of mainstream society. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to exist as pure light in a room filled with static electricity. Every moment would be painful, disorienting, energetically draining. This is what awakened souls experience in unconscious environments. Ancient texts reveal that when a being reaches what's called the seventh level of knowing, complete integration of shadow, light, and cosmic consciousness, remaining in third-dimensional social structures becomes not just difficult, but spiritually dangerous. These awakened beings aren't running away. They're following an ancient cosmic protocol embedded in human consciousness. Preserve your light by removing it from environments that would dim or distort it. Here's what ancient wisdom wants you to understand. This has happened before. In Atlantis, as the civilization reached its peak technological advancement but spiritual decline, the most conscious beings began withdrawing to the edges of society. The master teachers themselves were part of this withdrawal. They retreated to what were called the sacred spaces, places where consciousness could develop without interference from the collective's spiritual degradation. The pattern is identical now. As our modern civilization reaches unprecedented technological capability while experiencing profound spiritual unconsciousness, the same archetypal withdrawal is occurring. The awakened see through the illusions that keep society functioning, the materialism, the ego worship, the victim consciousness, the endless drama of separation. And once you see through the matrix, participating in it becomes spiritually unbearable. Ancient texts tell us, when the student of light can perceive the darkness that others call normal, retreat becomes not choice but necessity. For to remain is to risk the corruption of that which has been purified. But there's something deeper happening that ancient wisdom understood about human consciousness. Awakened beings become what's known as cosmic receivers. Their nervous systems become so refined that they pick up not just their own thoughts and emotions, but the unconscious material of everyone around them. This isn't metaphor. This is energetic reality. When you've cleared your own psychological and spiritual debris, you become a clear channel. But in unconscious environments, that channel gets flooded with others' unprocessed fears, angers, projections, and shadows. Ancient teachings describe it as drinking from the river of collective unconsciousness. The awakened person, having purified their inner waters, suddenly finds themselves drowning in the toxic psychic material that unconscious people leak constantly. Every conversation requires them to filter out projections. Every social gathering demands they shield themselves from energy vampires. Every interaction forces them to maintain their frequency while surrounded by spiritual static. The exhaustion isn't physical, it's cosmic. They're expending massive amounts of spiritual energy just to maintain their consciousness in environments designed for unconsciousness. Ancient wisdom speaks of something called the death of the false self. When a being truly awakens, all artificial personalities literally die. You can no longer pretend to be something you're not, even for social convenience. But society runs entirely on persona performance. The workplace persona, the family role, the social identity, all of it becomes impossible once you've touched your authentic cosmic nature. Imagine trying to perform in a play where you've forgotten all your lines, but everyone expects you to keep acting. That's what social interaction becomes for the truly awakened, an impossible performance of a character they no longer recognize. Ancient teachings reveal that this persona death is necessary for spiritual evolution, but it makes social participation nearly impossible. The awakened person has become too real for environments that require fakeness, too authentic for spaces that demand performance. In the Emerald Tablets, we find descriptions of what's called the sacred withdrawal, a phase every advanced soul must enter to complete their transformation. This isn't isolation from misanthropy, it's isolation for integration. The awakened need space from external influences to process what they've discovered. They need silence to hear their inner cosmic voice clearly. They need solitude to integrate their expanded consciousness without interference. The ancient masters spent decades in their own sacred withdrawal, retreating to temples and sacred spaces where they could commune with cosmic intelligence without earthly distraction. This wasn't escape, it was preparation for their eventual role as humanity's wisdom teachers. But here's what ancient wisdom revealed about the current great withdrawal that gives me hope. These disappearing souls aren't leaving forever. They're following what's known as the spiral path of return. In ancient mystery schools, masters taught that true spiritual adepts must first withdraw from society to fully integrate their cosmic consciousness. Then they return, but not to participate in unconsciousness, to serve as bridges between dimensions. They become what are called the threshold guardians, beings who exist at the edge between the old world and the new, helping others cross over when they're ready. The awakened who are disappearing now are preparing to become these threshold guardians. They're developing the clarity, wisdom, and energetic stability needed to guide others through the coming spiritual transformation. Ancient prophecies speak of a time when humanity would face a great choice: evolve consciously or face collective destruction. They said when that time came, the most awakened souls would first disappear to prepare themselves, then return as guides for those ready to evolve. We are living in that prophetic time. The awakened are disappearing because consciousness itself is calling them to prepare for their true mission, midwifing humanity's birth into higher dimensions of existence. If you're feeling the pull to withdraw, ancient wisdom would want you to know this isn't spiritual weakness or escapism. You're responding to an ancient cosmic call that your soul recognizes even if your mind doesn't understand. Your withdrawal is sacred preparation. Your solitude is cosmic gestation. Your disappearance from mainstream society is actually your emergence into your true spiritual purpose. The world needs fully awakened beings more than it needs partially conscious participants. It needs depth more than surface, authenticity more than performance, cosmic wisdom more than worldly knowledge. Trust the withdrawal. Honor the sacred solitude. Let yourself disappear from what no longer serves your highest evolution, because in that disappearance, you're preparing to become what humanity desperately needs: a bridge between worlds, a threshold guardian, a beacon for those ready to awaken. The final message to the disappearing awakened: your retreat is not abandonment, but preparation. Your silence is not absence, but gestation. Your withdrawal serves the highest good, for only in solitude can you become what the collective cannot yet become, but someday must. The spiritually awake are disappearing because that's what this moment in cosmic history requires. Not permanently, but necessarily. And when they return, they'll bring gifts that could only be developed in sacred withdrawal.